I'm really sorry, this video is going to be really negative. I promise on Thursday I'm releasing the opposite of this video and what is positive about master plan communities. But I have to be honest, there are a lot of new construction trends here in the Houston suburbs that I've seen in the last couple of years that I really just can't get on board with, that I don't think enough people are talking about. And I really think it's important for you as a buyer to kind of decipher and realize the different types of new home communities that are being offered here. If you're new here, my name is Danielle. I'm a realtor in the Houston area and I make videos about the Houston suburbs. You might notice that my videos are not overly produced, they're not very salesy, they're pretty, almost kind of boring. But the intention of me starting this channel several years ago was I wanted to share the information that I wish I had when I had moved here 6 years ago. All right, so trend number one of 2025 is quantity over quality, and to the consumer that's called affordability for new construction. The reality is you are literally paying 60% more for a home than you would have 8 years ago for nearly the same type of home. Actually, probably a home that's a little bit worse if it's new construction. Clearly, that is a huge jump, and so developers are trying to focus on affordability, and it's coming at a catch that I don't think people see. Because what I've been noticing in the last couple of years is big name home builders and developers are buying land 50 to 75 miles outside of the center of Houston, and they are mass producing high production, low quality, cheap cookie cutter homes. I'm talking rows and rows and rows of little square homes that look almost identical, but they can sell them for relatively affordable, very affordable compared to other things on the market. And at first this really does seem great. It is a brand new home that is relatively affordable. What could possibly be the issue? I'm glad you're asked, because there is a couple of problems that I personally see with it. See, the thing is that these types of developments with new construction, they work really well in other markets. But here in Houston, the gold standard for our suburbs and what really kind of built the Houston suburbs and what maintains appreciation for years and years and decades is master plan communities. And these types of neighborhoods I just mentioned are not designed to age well or to compete with these types of neighborhoods long term. Because number one, once these homes are built, the developer is gone. They sell the land, they build the homes, and then they move on a little further out to the next project where they're going to be able to offer more affordable homes that will now be competing with your existing home. The other problem I'm seeing with this is that investors are snatching these types of homes up like crazy. Typically, a lot of these neighborhoods have no cap on how many investors they're selling to or how many houses to one investor. So in turn, you're going to get a neighborhood with an extremely high turnover rate. Overall, there's just going to be a faster decline of the neighborhood because when there is not a high homeowner rate, obviously they do not have as much invested in the upkeep of the neighborhood. I know you're thinking, but what if this is all I can afford? Because obviously it's expensive, and I get it. Most of us don't have $500,000 to go buy in one of the fancy mega master plan community with outrageous HOA fees and property taxes. If this type of home is all you can afford, that's okay. I would just strongly recommend you do at least these three things to protect your investment as much as possible. Number one, keep an eye out on investor rates. If it's more than 25%, that's definitely a red flag, and I would highly encourage you to look for other communities that might have a lower investor rate. Number two is choose your lot wisely. Obviously, these types of neighborhoods, they're all built almost identical. The houses are all going to be very, very similar. Even the interior finishes are going to be almost identical. So you have to find a way to stick out a little bit, especially for the future resale market. So whether it be getting a corner lot, a house with no back neighbors, cul-de-sac, just find some little thing you possibly can to make your home a little bit more rare than the 700 around you that look exactly the same. And number three is to take home maintenance seriously. Look, the truth is these homes are not built to last. They are built to be sold quickly. The goal is to make your home stand out in the future, and honestly, these homes do not stand the test of time, especially the ones that are not well taken care of. When I am showing home buyers several homes in one day, you can immediately tell the difference in who the builder was just based on how the home aged, especially when it's vacant. These homes are built for affordability right now. Today, they are not meant to age well without your help. Trend number 2 I'm seeing is over competition with builders. Now we're going to go to the other end of the spectrum where you find a mega master plan community with everything people expect for long-lasting value. It has resort-style amenities, it has several builders to choose from, it has flood mitigation, it has future commercial built, and even better, there's 15 to 20 builders offering and competing with aggressive incentives. It sounds perfect, maybe, but most of the time it's probably not. Because here's the trend I'm seeing and what I've noticed. Some developers are bringing in as many builders as they can sell the land to as fast as they can. And the problem is that the developers are not being careful about the builders they are selecting for the development. You let 15 to 20 high production builders into the same community, you're literally going to be falling into the same problem we just talked about, just at a larger scale. They're going to be pumping out low quality homes, cheap construction, and there's going to be lots of investors again with a high turnover rate. If you think about it, if builders are competing to offer the lowest price, they're going to start cutting corners. And it's going to be subtle ways they cut corners. They're going to stop including so many things in the standard features. The outside of the homes are all going to start looking very basic and very much the same. You're not building the homes with long durability in mind if they're competing with 20 other people on the same street. They're building to sell as competitively as possible, and it really starts to show in the neighborhood after a few years of this. You combine high turnover rates with cheaper construction, the entire community will start to feel dated pretty fast, and it'll start to feel a lot different than some of the communities that are a little bit more curated and are very careful about the development and the builders they allow within the development and the amount of investors they allow within the development. So how do you know what's a good master plan community and what's one that might fall into this trap? Number 1 is check the builder list. How many builders are they allowing into this community, and is it a diverse list of builders? Do they have everything from entry level all the way up to mid-tier or luxury, or are they all entry-level builders? Walk the neighborhood. Literally go to the sections that are already completed and walk it. Try to find the original sections because those are going to be the most telling of how the neighborhood's going to be as a whole as it matures. I am all for competition amongst builders, and even when there's a good diversity, competition and incentives are a good thing. Over competition and too much of the same thing can really change the entire feel of the master plan community and can put your future appreciation into jeopardy. So it's really important to look at this clearly from all angles. Just make sure that the community is going to work for you, not just today, but many years from today. Remember, home buying is a long-term investment. Number 3, another trend is empty promises on the master plan communities. I started a newsletter in January, and I curate a bunch of information about the suburbs, just like stuff you can't Google or find, and I try to give in-depth, like real knowledge about it. And there's a new master plan community that pops up literally every week. Every week since January, I have found a new master plan community that is going to start. But the thing is, with these new master plan communities, it's great because you can get really early pricing with the house, but things can change. Developers swap all the time. They sell the land. They sell the land to builders. They sell the land to a different developer. And the plans can completely change. They can get delayed. Anything can happen when it comes to the amenities and the development itself. What I've noticed is some developments promise things early on, and then it takes years and years for it to develop. And the crappy part is most of the time, as a new homeowner within that neighborhood, you are paying the full HOA fee for non-existent amenities. So just keep that in mind. Take whatever amenities they are promising you with a grain of salt, and definitely research the developer and try to find some that have a proven track record. Number 4, another trend is shrinking values within new construction. Every year, the homes are getting just slightly smaller, the lots are getting smaller, the homes are getting pushed closer together, the standard features within the home is getting less and less, and yet you are paying more and more price per square foot for the same, well, not the same exact home, a smaller version of the original home, but you get what I mean. Price per square foot for new construction is truly inflated compared to existing homes within the same zip code typically. If you have to choose between an existing home and possibly doing repairs and not knowing what's wrong with it, already at an inflated price, or picking a new construction home that's never been lived in, it does seem like less of a risk to go with a new construction with a new home at a little bit more of a premium price. But just remember, builders are definitely prioritizing profit over quality. And developers are banking on demand of new construction homes. They understand the market right now, and honestly, I think they're taking advantage of home buyers. They know that the existing market is inflated. They know that they can kind of manipulate the numbers to seem like it's a really good incentive for a new construction home, when really you are overpaying, my friend, more than likely. And lastly, number 5 is the community hype trap. This is one of the sneakiest trends when it comes to marketing with new construction homes and developments. They will often market themselves as the best-selling community, and what that really translates to is that they do the most sales when it comes to volume. And as you know, volume does not equal quality or a good investment. What it usually means is high volume, low quality. If a community is the best selling, it means that they have a high production rate, a high turnover, and they are producing homes as fast as they possibly can and selling them at an affordable price, probably not the best quality. If you're looking at several master plan communities, there's definitely a way to spot the differences. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful. As I said, I'm making a positive one on Thursday about some of the good trends I'm seeing with new construction. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, because it helps the algorithm know that this is good information. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.